Hello and welcome to TG Driver. Not doing anything real special today. My first automotive episode. We're just going to be changing the oil on my 1982 Chrysler Cordoba. And we're just going to do a simple oil change and maybe check a few things while we're in there. And we'll give you a quick walk around and then we'll pop underneath the car and we'll dump the oil. And that's her. She's not on factory wheels. Those are aftermarket. So there's the car. We'll jump underneath and we'll get to changing the oil out on this old girl and we'll see how it goes. This is the 3.7 liter slant 6. It takes a 7/8 wrench. It's got a big boy drain plug. We got popped out. Big pull out of this old girl, and yes, I know she's greasy. But, you know, she's my daily, and she's got a valve cover gasket leak. I put a new gasket in, but it needs a new valve cover. Valve cover's a bit warped, but that's for a later time. She's a build on a budget for sure. Well, we'll get this oil changed out. A brand new filter. I'll lift that up. It's a bit windy today, so just try not to get oil everywhere. And yes, the vehicle is on ramps, and parking brake is on, the wheel's chock at the back, so we don't have to worry about it falling down. Last thing we want is to get crushed underneath this 4,000-pound machine. Like I said, it's windy today, so we'll keep the pan up nice and high so we don't cover ourselves in oil and get it all over the ground. I think we'll let that drain a bit. We'll get ourselves a rag. Oh, shit, yeah. You leave it for 2 seconds, of course, and it goes everywhere. Why not? Alright, we can't leave that much longer. It's just going to go everywhere. For a quick oil change today, that'll be just fine. Normally I'd let this drain right out to a drip, but obviously it's a little too windy for that today. Elbow torque wrench tight. Make sure the dripping stuff is off. I'll try to dab up some stuff on the ground here. A little bit got there, but that's not a big deal. That part is done. Now the oil filter on this one is hidden up underneath. Camera here. And there she is up on top up there. So we'll open the hood, and it's gonna make a giant mess everywhere, but we'll pull it out of there. It should be fun. Put the pan into place. All right, got that drained out. We'll get this. I'll get the old hood opener here. It's a nice day today. We've got our sunglasses on. Like I said, we got a 3.7 liter Super 6. Nothing super special. It's only created about 90 horsepower. 90 to 100, somewhere around there. And she's a mostly original car, but she's had a few things changed. This oil filter is way down in there. It's a little bit difficult to get at and to film, so I'm just gonna set this up here. We're gonna have to reach our arms down there, possibly get cut up, but should be able to get her out of there no problem. We wish you a Merry Christmas. Only if. Oh, now. Nope, not a chance, huh? Now, memory serves me correct, I didn't put this on there that tight. It sure doesn't want to come off. Let's see here. Hands are a bit greasy. Let's see if we can get down in here without worrying so much about that. I might have to go get a filter wrench to get this off. Should not be on there that tight. I replaced this myself. Oh, we'll be right back. Grab a filter wrench. See if we can get this guy down here. A lot of people don't like these, but I don't mind them. Especially for this application where it's in a tight space, way down in here beside the engine. It can be a bit of a time getting it out of here. What are you doing? Okay, that's what happened. Okay, everything went out of whack. See if we can get him down there on a different angle. I know you can't see what I'm doing, but we can. Let's see if I can grab it. I'm going to show you where my arm has to go down through. It won't film very well, but it's way down in here. And it's not exactly what you would call a fun time. As you know, Chrysler life. Yes, not enough space to swing the handle. What a time, my friend. What a time. See if we can angle this a bit. Maybe come at it a little bit different angle again. With these, this is the filter wrench I used to get it off the last time. And that one was also quite difficult. Yeah, it's not going to cooperate. Well, we're going to have to get messy and see if we can get it from underneath. My piece of cardboard here. Let's try to film. I am filming this with my phone, so you'll have to bear with me. Everything is going to get a little messy down here. I don't really have anywhere to set this up. Let's see what I'm doing. Push my pan out of the way. This is backyard mechanicking at its finest. This phone somewhere here. I'll lay in the dirt and the cardboard and see if we can get this guy off. There we go. Okay. Okay, let's see if we can get you a shot. If I can reach that camera with my other arm. Probably not. Let's see if we can get a shot of where we are here. Bear with me. I don't know if you can see that or not. That's a weird angle we need to be on. Loosen this guy. Get it out of there. And it looks like... Oh no, grab strap is okay. I thought I had a grab strap issue for a second. You can see all the oil down the side of the block from where that valve cover's leaking. It comes all the way down the pan everywhere. Well, that's a project for another time. Okay, so we're gonna go up top to release this because I don't want to be down here when the oil gets everywhere, because that filter's gonna drain out and that is gonna be an absolute mess. Because, you know, Chrysler life. Got my hands off here so they're not so slick. Put my sunglasses so I can see. Alright. The drain plan's not in a good place. I have to adjust that drain pan. There we go. Oh, I got my face all up in the camera and everything. If you can see, the drain pan's down there. Should be right underneath. Taking this guy off is always a chore. You hope it drains back in, but chances are it won't. Oh, there it goes. Come off of there. Try to flip it back over quick. And then up through right here. Here to go. We still got 3/4 of the oil in there. So if you flip it over nice and quick, it's not too bad. But still got to go underneath afterwards and wipe everything off because, you know, why engineer it so you can just take it off from the bottom? We'll get our rag down in here too, and we'll wipe it off, make sure our seal is not stuck to it, or something like that. No idea if anyone can see this, but my arm down here and wipe this off. Make sure it's clean. Yeah, it's nice and clean down there. And then we'll grab the oil filter. Put dirt on my face. we'll grab a new oil filter and we'll screw it on there, and then that's going to have to fill on its own. So luckily for this, I'm not too worried about it with these engines because our oil fill is right here. This guy. Right here in the top. So we're pouring oil directly down into the head, so we don't have to worry too much about valve train being lubricated or anything like that. Plus there was already oil in it, so. And the oil engine was ran today. So there shouldn't be any issues there. So we'll grab our new oil filter and a jug of oil and get it done. Today we're going with the Rotella T4 1030, and we're also going with a K&N performance oil filter, because you gotta spend the money on a higher quality one. At least I like to for these applications. And we're going with the T4 because it's got the zinc additive and all that fun stuff in it for these old girls. We'll get a dip of oil off our old filter to put around this, and we should be good to go. Well, let's get this guy down the chute. See if we can get her screwed on without getting her too dirty. I'm facing the cam again, but hey. Oh no. Accident. Accident. Hello. Hello. Medic. No. There we go. Screw right on there. Real nice. We don't want to put her on hand tight. Don't want to go too crazy because, as you've seen, these are rather difficult to get at, so we don't want to go nuts with it. There we go. And we're going to get a rag and give it a quick wipe. Just clean it off. And a lot of people mark these. I mean, you can mark them if you want to, but this is my daily driver. You know, running it every day. I keep an eye on the mileage, so I don't have to worry too much about marking it off. And so I know how much mileage I have, and just keep that in my brain, and it should be good. But if you don't do this very often, then obviously grab yourself a Sharpie marker and mark it off. Never hurts. Oh, we got our new oil filter in. We put our plug back in, tighten that up. Before we pour some new oil in, I'm just going to go underneath and give everything a quick wipe down so there's nothing dripping off. All right. We got our pan of disgusting oil and grabbed our tools and everything else while we're down there. And, you know, not looking for perfection down there because, as you can see, she does leak a bit of oil. So just make it so she's not, you know, dripping oil spots in parking lots and getting us in trouble. All right, we'll grab our funnel and then we'll pour some of this stuff in here. Now my funnel here has a strainer in it. I like to use the strainer. Some people don't, especially, you know, with oils because it's slow. But we're working outside and there's stuff blowing around everywhere. It's a bit windy today, so we're gonna use the strainer and that'll keep everything out of her. Oh, we'll grab this and put the oil filter back in it. Make sure it's drained first before we do. What I'll do is I'll take some of this rag and I'll make sure that I put it right side up or open side up. I'll cover it with some rag. That way, if you tip it over, it doesn't just immediately spill everywhere. Get a little something to soak up some remnants. There we go. Sorted. Well, let's pull our dipstick first, I think. And hairs all over my place, in my face, everywhere. Just gonna pull the dipstick and make sure it's clean. Yeah, nice and clean. So we're just gonna set it here. The fender's fairly clean, so set that right there. Get some oil down her neck. Kind of wish that funnel went in a little further. Like I said, oil with a strainer, super slow, but it's worth it. You try to take care of this old engine. That's the original engine in the car. As far as I know, it's never been rebuilt, so trying to take care of it as much as I can. This thing's going to take 3.5, 4 quarts. It's a 5-quart jug, so given the bit of a leak it has and the fact that it burns a little, we're just going to always take a little bit extra so we can add later as needed. While it's going down, we'll just give it a quick check. I have to excuse the forklift, there's a business here, so. Come on, drain down. Taking you forever. Put some more in there. There we go, that should be enough. Come on, drain out. Taking you forever. That's good enough. I'm just gonna plug the end of this funnel, make sure we don't spill it everywhere. Get it out. Wipe the inside. So she's ready for the next run. We'll give her another check and see where she's at. Just at the ad mark, so we'll just see if we can get a little down her neck here without the funnel. Oh, spilt. Immediate spilt. There we go. Come on. Don't be mean. That should do it. Wipe her off. Clean her up a skosh. I don't know if you could see, but yeah, it's pretty dark. But it's right up at the line, so we should be happy. A little bit extra in there, because that oil filter still has to fill up. Clean up all of our mess, and then we're pretty much done. And we'll get all of our mess cleaned up, make sure the oil gets disposed of properly, and back in the holder here. Make sure our oil and stuff gets cleaned up properly and disposed of properly. You don't want to just chuck that stuff in the garbage, it's not great. Garbage man might get a touch angry at you. And we'll get it down off the ramps, and then we'll get it fired up, make sure everything's happy, pull it off the ramps, pull the ramps out of the way, and I'm probably gonna adjust the tune a little bit on the carburetor just to make sure she's happy. All right, we'll give the old girl a second to settle, and we'll recheck. We'll recheck the oil, make sure everything's good now that the filter's filled up. While I'm waiting for this, I'm gonna go find my vacuum gauge so we can put a vacuum on this carburetor just to make sure we're pulling enough vacuum and we get the tune set right. Alright, we got our vacuum gauge. It's not the greatest one in the world, but it'll get the job done. We'll get you on over here. Get you right on over here somewhere and we can see what's going on. Give you an adjustment here. There we go. Well, it's settled, so we'll give that a check first. Make sure everything's good. Yep, perfect, right in the middle. Exactly where we want it, nice and clean. I'll remove our cover here. Let's put it aside. Good for now. I'll jump in the back up here, and then we'll find a vacuum hose. Just comes right at the back. You just unplug that. And we'll take the vacuum gauge hose. And we'll plug that right into where we pulled it off the back of the carburetor. Then should pull. This one was pulling, I think, 16 pounds ish of vacuum. So. Yeah, you can see that vacuum gauge should be sitting right around 16 pounds, 17 pounds. Yeah, 17 pounds of vacuum, so that's plenty. The tune should actually be pretty good. I just wanted to double check. That was a little bit of a stumble, she's getting a little too much fuel. Alright. So we're gonna have to pull this off. Pull the breather off, and then we'll pull the vent cover off and see if we can make an adjustment for the accelerator. Just tone the fuel down a little bit because she's getting a little too much off acceleration, stumbling. It's also not great for your mileage. Okay, I believe I have one on the other side. This guy right here. This guy. do, rotate this over here. We'll get this vent cover off. Our gasket. And the vent cover gasket right there. We don't want to lose that, so we'll set it. Can't see it, but I'm just going to set it right here in the fender with the screw inside of it. See if there's any adjustment I can make. Alright. Now, you probably can't see that, so let me just grab this for you. And you can see what I'm doing. So you can see inside this bowl here, there's a vent. So, oh man, that's a little shaded. So this guy here on this side is going to be for your accelerator pump down in here, and then this rotates forward and back. You just undo your screw with your wedge, rotate it, and then it will adjust your throw on your accelerator pump on this carburetor, on this particular one. And that's pretty much all I've had to do with that, aside from I did previous work to this car, starter, water pump, you know, the regular stuff, rebuilt the carburetor. That's all we should need for our adjustment. Put it back together, because this car is still currently running the original emission system. So we'll make sure this is back together before we test it again. Oh, yeah. Let's put it back together wrong. Dirt. Vent cover. This guy back in. Vent cover. And gasket. Breather. The breather back on and get everything plugged back in. We already know we're pulling lots of vacuum, so we shouldn't have any issues there. Put that in. PCV. Plug in our vacuum advance. Here. Bam. We're just blowing everything around. Cardboard went flying. Okay, we'll fire it back up and see if that made any difference. Not going full throttle with this engine anyway, so. Other than that, it's nice. Put a cover back on. Yes, I know there's a brand air filter, but it's what I could get at the time. Okay. There we go. Sorted. move you back here. Alright, well, that's going to conclude my video for today. It's just a quick little tune and just an oil change. Anyway, thank you for watching. Hopefully I was informative enough for you. Have a great day.